What gonna get my recap family? So as me tell you, the recaps gonna keep coming, them now stop. I wanna not get tired of me, because the recaps just gonna keep getting better and even more interesting. Like this one right here that I'm about to let you take a listen to right now. Now, this episode is one that was shared over there on Unstoppable Live, where this general is talking about his experience getting married to a Jamaican woman. And family, the man said from the very beginning, him start to get all kind of warnings from people when know him, and I say, listen me, you're gonna regret this. You're gonna get married, you're gonna regret this. The man say him get married to the woman, bring her up a foreign and all of that, and it is like him married to a monster after that. The man even said the woman run him down with a chopper and accuse him of having other woman when him supposed to their work and all kind of things. You know what? Me not even gonna tell you no too much about it. Me gonna make you take a listen. So make we do it right now.
1981, I went to Jamaica, and I met a young lady down there, and we were like communicating, and I get to about between 1981 and 86, we were talking about, getting together. Well, she was a little younger than I am, and I kind of resisted for a while, and pointing out to her that she's, a little bit younger than me, and I didn't really want to go into that. However, her father and my father were friends, so they made it happen. 1986, I went down there, got married to her. Within 3 months, I brought her up here, and I brought up our 9-year-old son with her. She came and everything was all right. My neighbors down the street from me, I never forget this, she was a female. She said, oh, you went and you got married? And I said, yeah. She said, you're going to be sorry. Well, I didn't pay it any mind. Anyway, prior to that, my mother warned me against it. She says not to do it. Don't marry that girl. Don't go down there because that girl is in what we call double duty obia. I went against my mother. I said, no, she's a Christian girl, and I don't think that you're getting the right one. So I went against my mother's will and I married her. Anyway, she came. My co-worker said to me, you got married? I said, yes. The man said to me, you're going to be sorry. That's the second person telling me that. I still didn't pay it any mind. She was there. She came up, never had a job. I provided her with driving lesson so she could be on her own, give her a car so she can go. I'm gone to work every day and she do what she have to do. She never have a job. Well, on the weekends when I'm home, I noticed one time she started it's like a play fight. And she pushing me down in the chair and putting her knee on me. And this went on for about 4 hours. Foaming at the mouth and nose not coming down at me. And it was disgusting. So after she got over it, I told her, I said, no, don't you ever do that again. I don't like it. But from there on, it continued ever so often. Well, she got pregnant, and after she had the baby, that's when things turned nasty. I don't know what to say was going on with her, but she would accuse me of having girlfriend. Oh, how could I have girlfriend? I'm gone to work every day. I leave you here. I leave in the morning. I come home in the evening the same time every day. Oh, well, you can have your girlfriend during the day at work. You don't have to go to work. And the problem started there. Well, it just keep getting bad, and she's accusing me and carrying on and bothering me about girlfriend and what I'm doing, and I'm not doing anything. Some days I come home from work, I come in through the front door, and I have to run out through the back door because she attacked me. She attacked me. She go out there, and I noticed her with, she had a rum bottle, and she put the rum in her mouth, and she spraying it all over the place. And then she threw the bottle, but the bottle didn't break. Well, that go on for a few minutes. I shouldn't say a few minutes, a good half an hour. I went back in the house, hoping that she would calm down. She got on me again. The next thing I know, I have to dial. And this was the old time, not cell phone time, house phone. So you dial 911. As soon as I dial 911, you don't even have to say anything. The police is at your house. They know where the call is coming from. So the police come there, and it calmed down. The next 2 days, the same thing. The police is back at my house again. I don't know. I can't tell you how many times the police come to my house over all the same nonsense. As soon as the police come in the house, she's all over them, telling them this man doing this man doing that, until finally one day one of the police said to her, "Shut up, you're the problem." And from that day she sort of ceased. But it keep going on. So she said she want to talk to me one night, and I went in the bedroom with her, and she said she want to talk to me. So I said, "Okay, what do you want to talk about?" She put her hand on her head like she's scratching her head, and the hand went down in the back of her neck. And what she came out from back there with was a meat chopper, coming after me with the meat chopper. So only thing I could do, I was in the room, is pick up the pillow and say, "Please put that thing away." I had to coax her. She finally put it away. Well, she calmed down. The next day again, I come back in the house, and I lock my bedroom door because I didn't want her bothering me. She ran towards over from one side of the house right to the door, and she used her body and she bounced the door. And she did it 3 times, and the third time the door burst open. And she came in and she says, "Now here am I, you can't lock me out. What are you locking the door for?" Oh, boy, I went through so much. Then she would grab on to me. This is another time. I don't want to hit her, so I use a bottle of mace to spray her. That woman would not let me go. Even though the mace get her, she wouldn't let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And this go on, and then I come in another day, she break a bottle and come after me with the bottle head. I cannot understand this craziness. Anyway, let me cut off all the things. That's just a few of the things that she did. Her mother came by to visit. And one day, and she would always tell me, if I ever catch you with my mother, what and what I would do with you. I said, "What you talking about?" Well, one day I heard a big commotion in the basement of the house. Her mother was downstairs in the basement. And a big confusion. I went down there. She have her mother up against the wall. And the mother is crying. She wanted the mother out. Well, the mother left eventually, and she didn't like it, and she'd never come back around her again. At the same time, when she left Jamaica, she have a son. He was 9 years old. I filed for that boy, and I brought him along with her. She the little fellow could not even read and write. When I got through with him, he finished high school, and he didn't even wait for his graduation ceremony. He took off and gone in the service. He couldn't stand it. It went on until the police told me, he says, "Look, we can't keep coming here. You're going to have to go file for a divorce." So I said, no, before that, with all of what's going on with the police keep coming to my house, I came home one day and she said she was talking to me. I don't remember what the conversation was about, but she went to the kitchen and took up a table knife, and she came after me with the table knife. It backed me up in a corner. I don't want to get hurt, so the only thing I could do again is call the police. When I called the police this time, they came and they see this how scared I was because the police in a way didn't want to believe. But I guess he saw how scared I was when I was talking to him. And they took her out and arrested her. She, about 2 or 3 days later, she came back home because I wouldn't go and take her out. She came back home and she got in the house. I didn't even know she was in the house. All of a sudden, I'm in the house and I see her show up on me. Well, she now have a court date to go to court. And this was the district court in town. All this is in Michigan. Uh, when we went to court that day, the judge looked at her and he said, but she looked like such a nice person. Why is all this going on? And so I told the judge, I said, yes, that's how she fooled me. She told me she was a Christian, but she's a monster. And they burst out laughing. Uh, However, that judge gave her like 4 or 5 days that she have to evacuate the premises. She have to leave because she's not behaving. So she was forced out. She had to go get an apartment and she got the apartment. Now, while she was out there, I was paying the rent for the apartment for her. That's how kind I was to her, even though she was been treating me like that.
The viewers, likewise myself, have a question, right? We want to know what was the cause of all of this? Why was she doing all of this? Was it that she was troubled with mental illness? Was she on drugs? What was the cause of all of this?
No, she was not. She was not using drugs. What was the cause of this? I think it's something mental. And the only thing I can say, my neighbor across the street saw the behavior, and she said to me, that lady is possessed.
Mm.
Said she was possessed. And like I said to you, the type that she said she was a Christian, but I that's not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the truth.
Hmm.
But no, from there, like I said, I was paying the rent for her. So I couldn't be a cruel man. You know, we have a son together now. She's living someplace else. The child is with me because the child is with me. Uh, Now she needed a new car, and she's asking me to co-sign for her, and I refused to do it. But what I did, I gave her the down payment money for the new car. She went and she got the car. And the reason I did that is for her to assist me with the child because I have to leave for work early in the morning. And what I would do is drive the child down to her and she would take him to school. Okay. That went on like that until now. I filed for the divorce. I went up to the circuit court now. This is not the district court. This is in the circuit court for the divorce. Filed for the divorce in 1994. They hang on to that divorce until 1996 before it was finalized. The reason for that is to give her 10 years in the marriage because at the time it was not 10 years yet. Now she's entitled to my benefits. She's entitled to part of my pension and she's entitled to s- a better social security payment when the time comes for her to get that. However, I think Mr. Trump don't change that now. That she was not at retirement age at the time, so she's not gonna get that again. Okay, the judge gave me custody of the child, and at the time of the divorce, here's the catch. Listen to me carefully. No child support was ordered because I have the child. Okay, she's complaining she was entitled to a certain amount out of the house. Now, she met me with that house. I bought my house and I had my house there. She met me with the house. So now, because of the divorce, they say since she lived with me for a certain period of time, she's entitled to a certain amount of money. I said, okay. I tried to sell the house, but the house could not be sold because it needed some repairs. So I put the money in and I did all the major repairs to the house. Then I put the house on the market. While I'm doing that, 19, the divorce was finished then. So I was supposed to give her that money. I gave her some of the money and I says, just wait until I sell the house. I give you the rest. 1998, she went and she worked for some lawyer. And this lawyer that she worked for has his office in the same building with the lawyer that she get to work on me. So now this lawyer that she get took this thing back in court and it's like the divorce was done all over again. In 1999, my company decided that they were gonna give us $3,500 for profit sharing money. The bad thing is that this is always announced on the radio and everybody hear about it. As soon as this lawyer heard about that, he took me to court for $3,500. Said that I owe him attorney's fees. And this is for her. Okay, he went in court that day. He told the judge that I owe him this money, $3,500, and the man never have one document to show the court. No, nothing. He just his word to the court. And the judge looked at him and said, well, okay, I won't give you 3,500. I'll give you 2/3 of that. Read between the lines. Read between the lines right there. So 2/3 of that will be 2,000 and something dollars. So I will only end up with 1/3 of that money. Now the judge, after he said that, he looked at me and he asked me, what do you have to say about that? I said, so why do you ask me that now? I said, you have already made your decision. And I said to him, he who steals me of my purse steals trash, but he who steals me of my good name steals something. The courtroom burst out laughing. However, I left it at that. That attorney went now and he filed a new motion to throw me out of the house, my own house that I paid for. If I didn't come up with $3,500, no, I'm sorry, 35, 30, no, 28,163 was the exact amount. But I gave her $5,000 out of the money before. She went and got and never claimed that I gave her any money at all. So that $5,000 is dead. So they came and they took the whole total of $35,000. That was 1999. My attorney at the point said to me, well, he's not going to bother you anymore now because he get what he wants. So I says, okay. It didn't work like that. 2000, they went and filed for child support now. And the child lives with me.
Wait,
I
wait,
couldn't
wait, wait.
figure it out. I
Hold
couldn't
on.
understand why
What? Yeah,
this was happening.
them. But the, no, that's the part I get no. The child live with you, but them file for child support.
Yes, yes, it's corruption. This is what I want everybody to hear. I want everybody to hear this. So, this judge, when I went to court, I remember exact date, June 14th of 2000. This judge says, he, he, he said that he told the court that I owe child support from 1996 and I haven't paid a dime. And I'm saying, but the child lives with me, but they're not listening to me.
Wait, the child lived.
However,
Let me ask you this. Sorry, the child lived with you throughout the time frame that he is saying you owed child support.
the child never lived with the mother one time. From the court put her out from the first time. The
What?
child was left with me from from age 4. The boy will stay with me until he finished high school and gone. Now he's a grown man.
And
But
continue, continue.
the the reason I am speaking this out, I want people to hear. And please believe me what I'm saying. I'm not telling a lie. It's corruption. This child support business is not about the children that they're thinking about. It's all a money making thing. However, what in the day in court, they say that I owe $20,000. Now, if you check this thing out, the child support is set at $70 a week. And I didn't know how much a week to pay until the time when they said that I owe $20,000. So I checked the money. If you do it 52 weeks, it comes to $3,640 per year. 3 years come to 10,000 and something dollars. And the next 9 months come to 2,000 and something. Total come up to about 13,000. They say I owe $20,000. Now, that $20,000 turned into $28,000 because interest go on the child support. I don't know how they come with putting interest on it. Interest go on the child support, court fees go on the child support, and all that brought it up to $28,000. But the actual amount that would have been owed if the child was living with the mother would be 13,350, something like that. I have it written down here at $70 a week. So, however, that was only the child support thing was only a trap to get into my bank account. Now the court order is in. I had to go to the bank in a hurry and take out all my money out of the bank and have the bank issue me bank checks. And so I keep that at home. That's how I couldn't put my money in the bank because anywhere I put my money, they would go and take it. Uh, I went to the bank like today, and the next day that lawyer was there, but he only got $300. So what they did, they assigned my salary. Now, if I was paying child support and it was a wage assignment at $70 a week, they wouldn't be getting anything. So now I have to pay the back child support plus child support, and it comes to $344 every week. And I had to pay that for about 2 or 3 years. Uh, I tried my best to have it go back in court to stop it. She wouldn't stop it. They didn't want to stop it because the money that was taken from my salary, it was taken from my salary to the court. The courts, from the courts, it went to the lawyer's office. And from there, I don't know where all those money go. I don't know where all those money go. And don't care what I try or how I try. the judge would not have a hearing on it. I have 3, 4, 5 lawyers, different times, going on it. And the last lawyer said to me, you know what? I don't want no more of this. He says, I have a family to take care of, and I don't want. He said, when that judge is gone, I will take up the case again. But he never wanted to take it up. And the judge is gone. I think they got him, because he's no longer a judge in that courtroom.
So
And
by you saying that, I'm getting the impression that you're assuming that it's some kind of conspiracy against you involving the lawyer, the judge, the woman, and all of them. That's what you're implying?
it's not implying. I am certain that's what they did. I am certain. Why would they even say, if somebody is careful, if the child support is $70 a week, and if somebody is careful and do the math, 52 weeks, it comes to 3,640. So it would be child support from the divorce date 1996 to 97 to 98 to 99. That would be 3 years, right? That comes to 10,600 and something dollars. And then the other 9 months come to 2,000 and something. So it come to total come to 13,000. Why they say 20,000? 20,000 is the magic number. I've heard that from so many people, that when you go to court, it's always $20,000. Even on your program here, I heard this man one time saying that he has both of his hands was broken and he couldn't pay child support, and he owed 20,000. What is this with 20,000? It's always, if somebody research it properly, you'll see it's the same $20,000. It's child support is not to distress the parents and put them. My dear brother, let me tell you something. I suffered. I remember one day I couldn't even have gas to go home. I remember I'm in the house with my son and we didn't have food. And he said to me, Dad, I have $2. We can go to McDonald's. While these people was taking away all my money. At the same time, I have house mortgage to pay and all this kind of thing. It's a lucky thing my family came in and helped me. I don't understand this system. I don't understand the child support system. Why is it that they do this to men? And if you don't pay it, they take away your driver's license, they take away your passport, they take away everything from you and tie your feet and tell you, give them the money. It's wrong. Child support is wrong. And our government all over the place need to look into this. Innocent people out there getting distressed for nothing. I have had 5 or 6 different lawyers on the case. And it's just not getting anywhere, because you cannot get through to with a corrupt judge and a corrupt lawyer when they get together and they running things. Let me tell you another part of this story that it will shock you. Now, during the time I was trying to sell that home at the time that we were living in. After I have so much problems, I had a home on the market to sell it. What that lawyer did, the same lawyer that I'm talking about, he got to the realtor and he was trying to get all the information about the sale of the home. Well, I told the realtor, do not give him any information. And so she's kind of stick her neck out. Eventually, they got to her and said they're going to subpoena the records and all this kind of thing. Well, finally, I got the house sold. And the buyer's agent was a Jamaican man. When it is the day for closing, my realtor called me and told me that she's not sure if there's going to be a closing that day. So I'm to stay home anyway, and she'll call me if there's a closing. I stayed home all day and nobody called me. So I figure, well, there's no closing going on. To my surprise, luckily, the other gentleman who was the buyer's agent, he knew all what was going on. And he called me to inform me. He says there was very much so a closing. I was there. And the buyer, the same lawyer, said the house did not belong to me. And he handed her a blank sheet of paper for her to sign. And she refused to sign it. She said, because the house belongs to this gentleman, me. It's my house. And she was not going to sign that blank sheet of paper. So what the lawyer did, her deposit that she put on the house, he held on to it. And if 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 I didn't pay that 35,000 I'm telling you about, if I did not pay that, she would have also lose her down payment. So after I paid it, she got her down payment, and that's how I know what went on. He tried to steal the house from under me without me knowing it by arranging with my agent to keep me away from the closing. Do you see how corrupt they are? You see? And this is the same lawyer that has done the child support thing. So now, the only thing I can see here what happened is that they made a deal with my former wife. She gave them all that money, and they now in turn gave her my pension, because now it is on the record that I was married to her for 21 years. No such thing. It was only 7 years. And the courts held on to it to give her 10-year period so she can get my benefits. See? That's why now, when I retired, the company offered me $140,000. I said, okay, I will take, if I take half of that, which is $70,000 in cash, and then the other $70,000 will go towards my medical insurance. Well, for years until this day, I don't get that $70,000 yet. I don't.
Now to see what me talk about, right, family? Very interesting one, right? Now, it never stopped right there. He went into a lot more. But as you know already, this is just the recap. So if you want to get the rest of what was shared, click the link in the description and it will take you over to Unstoppable Live, where you can go listen to the rest of the video in its entirety. When you go over there though, remember, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Select all, so that once we go live, you can actually get notified and be there to participate in whatever video or live stream we are doing at that time. Call in, share your views, give your opinions, so on and so forth. Now listen, also hit the subscribe button right here on the recap channel as well, so that once we drop another recap, you will not miss it. And if you're watching on Facebook, you know the do already. Hit the follow button, we would appreciate it. More you talk to me in the comment section, tell me what you think about this one as well. Alright, and remember, until the next Unstoppable recap, stay strong, stay motivated, but most of all, remain unstoppable.
Unstoppable.